I woke up to Beetlejuice inciting violence on Twitter, and I have two thoughts. Number one, if you're gonna sit there and make the excuse of, oh, well, she's actually saying we need to defend our rights because the LGBTQ community is always a target, and once they're done taking rights away from women, they're gonna take our gay rights away. Shut your mouth. Have somebody actually come up with a better statement than trying to get you to incite violence. A literal call to arms is not to link hands and sing songs about peace. It's going to get idiots to think that they could get away with causing violence upon others. You just had a group of people admitting that, oh, this is going to be a recurring thing if people don't side with us and they continue to be pro-life and not respect the rights of a woman.
Some 60 hours after police discovered 2 Molotov cocktails in a fire set to the Madison headquarters of Wisconsin Family Action, a group is claiming responsibility.
Have you heard of this group?
Until this morning, when I was informed by a reporter that that group had claimed credit for this, no, never heard of them.
The claim coming in a series of tweets, a group calling itself Jane's Revenge, anonymously sending a statement to an online news site called Bellingcat. The group also promising more violence targeting anti-abortion groups nationwide.
I'm assuming that somebody's going to step in and is right now, looking at that, trying to find out who's associated with it.
Tonight, Madison police tell 12 News officers at this hour are working with the FBI to determine whether the claim is real. Federal agents Monday saying they knew of no other attacks in the works.
This is our first one that we're responding to with our state and local partners.
The influential Christian-based organization has for years lobbied state and federal lawmakers to ban abortions nationwide. All this, police believe, in response to the leaked Supreme Court draft opinion showing justices poised to overturn Roe v. Wade. Tonight, an increased police presence is still seen here outside the office as Madison police, the FBI, and ATF all continue their investigation.
So yes, idiots will take a tweet like that and think it's okay to cause harm. And once all that harm has been committed, who are people going to criticize? Beetlejuice. And the second point is, it's funny that somebody who's in a position of power and the mayor of Chicago is looking to fight for rights and think it's okay to incite violence when their own city is a fucking war zone.
Well, the Chicago neighborhood feels on edge this morning after multiple robberies and a shooting that has a man fighting for his life. Chicago police believe the same group is behind all these incidents. NBC5's Lisa Chavarria is live at Chicago Police headquarters. So, Lisa, how many robberies do police think this group is responsible for?
Patrick, police are telling us they believe as many as 8 robberies in less than a week. So Chicago police, they're trying to identify this group. That's who they're searching for. But meanwhile, residents are saying that they're frightened. They're very fearful. They're even scared to go out after dark.
After 6 o'clock, we don't go out. That's it. We lock the door. That's all. That's the only thing we can do.
It's terrible. I don't feel good at all. I mean, don't want to walk very late at night in the neighborhood, that's for sure.
Chicago police believe the group behind this robbery and shooting that happened on Webster and Wayne in Lincoln Park is behind several other brazen robberies. Police say the 23-year-old culinary student who was shot 3 times is still in critical but stable condition. This entire violent encounter was captured on security camera. Despite the amount of cameras in the neighborhood, police say they haven't been able to identify the robbers because oftentimes they're wearing masks. They're now asking for the public's help.
There are definitely people out there who know that these guys are going out there committing these acts, and even anonymously will take the information. Detectives can work backwards to get these guys off the street.
Until then, Superintendent David Brown says they will be flooding certain areas being impacted by this increase in crime in Lincoln Park and elsewhere with more police officers. He says that will also mean changes to schedules, including canceling some days off. Now, nearby Alderman Michelle Smith, she's planning on holding a meeting with residents, CPD, and other officials to talk about the residents' concerns in that area, because this is happening very close to so many people, and they are fearful of going out at night because of these robberies that have been happening over the past week or so.
Just hurting right now, and I want it to stop.
Words can't quite explain what Sharon Purnell and her family are going through. Her husband Larry was shot and killed Saturday in Chicago's West Pullman neighborhood while landscaping a customer's home for Mother's Day. Sharon already lost her son in a shooting 5 years ago. Now she's spending the holiday grieving the loss of her high school sweetheart.
He was a loving person. He was funny. I've been with him since I was 14 years old. When I was a teenager. Yeah. So I don't know nobody else. That's all I had.
Larry's brother Jared was there working with him on 116th and Low when police say someone got out of a car and started shooting.
Shielded by the house, so we thought. Next thing I know, he in my arms.
Larry was considered the rock of the family while providing for them through a landscaping job he did over the last 5 years. He was also just 2 weeks away from turning 65.
And I was going to plan a party for him, which he didn't know anything about. And now I got to plan a funeral.
As the family continues to mourn, they're pleading for an end to this gun violence plaguing Chicago.
Chicago's a great city, world renowned, internationally known. But the things that are taking place in Chicago is unacceptable.
2 other men were also shot in this incident. One of them even died while the other is still recovering in the hospital tonight. So the Purnell family is praying for justice to be served. In the meantime, Chicago police tells us no arrests have been made.
You are one of the poorest excuses for a leader that I've ever seen on TV. I'm 22 years old. I got more room to grow, but I guarantee I'll never witness somebody as incompetent as you. When you get criticized, you complain that you're only doing it because you're a black woman.
About 99% of it.
Expand on that.
Well, I mean, look at my predecessors. Did people say that Rich Daley held tea sessions with people that he didn't disagree on? Rahm Emanuel was a polite guy who was a uniter? No. Women and people of color are always held to a different standard.
Well, my follow-up question is simply this. Many residents in Chicago feel that you've lost control of the city. Now it appears as though you've lost control of the Chicago City Council. Do you owe an apology to the victims of violent crime, the thousands of unsolved shootings and murders and stabbings and random stabbings in the downtown and the south side and the north side and the west side? Do you owe these people any apology?
So once again, sir, I ask you to get your facts right. Crime is not out of control in our city. In fact, crime is on the decline. All of our major indices showed a decline in crime, and our homicides and our shootings year over year are down. That's a fact, sir.
But even as CPD reports a decrease in the number of both shootings and homicides during the month of April as compared to last year, some anti-violence advocates worry about what they've been seeing on the streets just over the last couple of weeks.
That's almost summer numbers, but we're not in the summer yet, so what should we expect when summer really comes out and people really get a chance to go out?
Disappointed that they're not doing more to take safety and make it a priority. Still have retailers that won't institute plans like having security officers in their stores, making sure that they've got cameras that are actually operational. A great disappointment to me personally, the superintendent, and truly all involved. No excuses. We must do better.
No. You're incompetent. You're a failure as a leader. And the fact that you think your closet is so clean that you could hope that a bunch of people go and fight for this thing when you haven't even solved your own city's problems and you cast the blame at everybody else, you are embarrassing. And I hope at some point people in Chicago, the next time the elections or voting happens, they vote you out and vote somebody else in that's actually going to help the city instead of just having you up there bitching about something nobody else is concerned about. Subscribe to the channel. I'll see y'all in the next one. Please get Beetlejuice out of there.